Hey everybody, it is September 11th, 2007. I'm Sonic Sons. And it's September 11th. Did you notice? I don't know how many of us did. I want to do a video now recounting things that I felt a year ago, particularly on the 5th anniversary. And things that, at least to some extent, I still feel now. It's a weird feeling coming to the anniversary of 9/11. And I guess, it says something that I can just say 9/11 and everyone knows what I'm talking about, right? For those of you who don't know, presumably far in the future, there would be the terrible terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, and a plane crashed in Pennsylvania and killed 3,000 American civilians, among other people who were not American, naturally. Terrorists are rather indiscriminate that way. But the feeling, I remember last year on the 5th anniversary, was, holy crap, everything's normal. You remember 9/11? Of course you do. I certainly remember it. I remember, first hearing about it at school. It was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Seeing, someone had a TV on. There's a TV in every classroom in my school. I guess we're rather wealthy. I don't know. TV on, showing the footage, and I remember one teacher saying, did you see the tower fall down? Remember, she said that actually, not very scared. And that was the thing. I don't know about your experience. When we found out, I think it was we were scared, but we didn't want to be scared. And we quickly made, the whole school made this little collective pact, just not to worry too much about it. This may sound caustic, but I remember in just the hour or two after the attacks, or while everything was ongoing, basically, I don't know, this was maybe around noon, so it's not exactly ongoing at that point, but well, everyone was still on their toes. For all we know, it was ongoing, right? It's easy to look back now and say, okay, there were 4 planes, and that was it. At the moment, of course, who knew? Who knew anything? Maybe they had bombs, maybe they had... But I remember in the first hour or two after we heard, and this is the part that sounds caustic, actually joking about it. That was a weird thing to say. And it wasn't that we were joking about death and pain and suffering. It wasn't that we didn't feel for everybody. It's that at least for a moment, for just a couple of hours, we all just kind of want to pretend this is okay. So for the phrases like, I don't even want to say this, but I'm just going to, just out of honesty. Phrases like, I bet the pilot's like, oh, so that's what was behind that cloud. And doesn't that sound wicked, huh? Doesn't that sound like we didn't care? We did care. At least at my school. I know there's some people who didn't. I remember thinking about, hearing about and later seeing footage of people in Pakistan or wherever, screaming with joy. Actually happy about this. That was scary. The facade of calmness dropped basically by the time we got home. By the time we were particularly clear this was a terrorist attack. And that a lot of people had died. Which I guess should have been obvious by the time the towers collapsed. As I said, I was in, 6th grade, yeah? No, wait. I was... Whatever. It was the same school where I was 6th grade. I got that momentarily confused. I remember all the reactions through all the subsequent days. First of all, at school there was a lockdown, which meant everyone had to be locked in their rooms for a while. And it's during that period that we're like keeping ourselves calm by joking when we really shouldn't be. Some people thought they might be keeping something from us because eventually they turned off the TVs. Not particularly. Just that, we'd known the facts of the matter. They didn't want to frighten us anymore by watching the loop over and over of all the rubble, all the death. There was a meeting at my church, and we all each took turns in the microphone, just saying something. Helped each other that way. And of course, for a long time after, September 11th was the only subject on anybody's mind. I had a relative out in New York who, thankfully, was not harmed in any way. But we're concerned for him for a bit. That's actually Uncle Gene from the You're 60 video. If you've watched that, you don't need to. Anyway. I'm talking about September 11th. I'm just trying to, I don't know, get my mind around it. 6 years later, all the shock and horror, swift response in Afghanistan. Then a while later, the debacle in Iraq. Well-intentioned debacle, sure, but it's not working out, as far as I can tell. The anniversaries, right? September 11th now, and everything's normal. And you remember the phrase that went around after the original 9/11, that we had to get back to the new normal. Things would never be the same, but we'd find a way to live. And hey, for many people, things have not been the same. For all the friends and relatives, everyone who's died, right? Not even just the people who died. I mean, what about the people, who just suffer in other ways? People with post-traumatic stress disorder, for instance, right? People with debilitating health problems from breathing in all that smoke over the weeks to come. And then not getting proper medical treatment because we wouldn't give them free medical treatment. It's amazing. We spent so much charitable outpouring, and apparently not everyone was taken care of. Saw a good side to America and how we rallied. I remember all the pundits saying, and there's been a surprising show of patriotism. I thought, surprising? How is this surprising? We're Americans. Of course we're gonna unite, when it's needed. I remember thinking to myself, I really hope Bush is a good president. Because I didn't like it when he got elected. I was rooting for Gore. Anyway, I'm not even to get into politics at the moment. But like, a year ago, and also today, I'm thinking to myself, I hate to say this, but it seems that, like, if 9/11 never happened, today would have been pretty much the same. I still would have gone to class and done some homework, or watched some TV. It turned into like CNN today, and like stuff's going on, but there's only like the barest mention of like, oh, by the way, it's September 11th. 3,000 people died 6 years ago today.